here's our issue with evaluating from 7. We know that by using our direct substitution, 2 is going for this function. That's continuous on all x. So we just evaluate direct substitution. Fine. 10, you just plug it into that function. It's continuous on all x. We're fine. But at 7, we could have even at 7, it says the value you're supposed to use, this function, right, for 7. However, our problem is we're trying to evaluate the general limit. And the main important thing we've talked about from the general limit is the function has to approach from that left and that right side. Correct? So our function could look like this, where the general limit would not exist. Or it could look like this, where the general limit could exist. Right? Oh, I didn't write it in there. We got to go through. So we'll go through our last notes after this. So when you have to evaluate the general limit of a piecewise function at the point where you're dealing with two different functions, what you now have to do is evaluate for the right and the left-hand limits. Okay? So let's think about this. At 7, from numbers that are less than 7, right? So numbers that are less than 7, which function am I actually going to be on? This one, right? So that's actually what I'm going to be applied. So let's figure out what 7 is in this function. So if I evaluate that, I'm going to have 7 squared minus 2 times 7 plus 1. So that's 49, 14, so that's 35, 36. Check my math, please. And then over here, that's going to equal 10. So ladies and gentlemen, does the left and the right side limit, are they the same? No. So guess what? The limit as x approaches 7 does not exist. Obviously, it'd be nice if they just gave us a graph, right? And you guys could look visually over there, right? You guys can see, hey, it doesn't approach from left and the right. But algebraically, if this is given on a graphical portion of the graph, this is how you would test. You got to test the left and the right-hand side. Okay? And actually, I apologize. That is the next thing that I was going to show you, which was the existence of a limit